All right. Just want to ask the question tonight is whose burden are you bearing? Because here in Matthew, the Lord makes it clear that in Him, His burden is light. Amen. And it is easy. So again, tonight, just want to know whose burden are you bearing? You know, it seems like more than ever, people are just weighted down. You know, it seems like we've just got more going on. It seems like we have more things just pressing on us. It seems like the world's just throwing things right and left all the time. And it seems like we're just burdened down with more than we have ever been. Well, the world has always thrown things at God's people.
Oh, yeah.
All right? There's always been burdens. But what we have to understand is that Christ is still the same God.
Yes, He is.
All right? He's exactly the same. And if He said that His yoke was easy and His burden was light, then guess what?
It is.
His yoke is still easy,
Yeah.
and His burden is still light. So with that being said, whose burden are we bearing? Whose burden are we carrying around? You know, we tend to want to carry a lot of things that is completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
You know, Miss Evans said it Wednesday night. Said, you know what? We have to understand that God don't want us to worry. It's a sin for God's people to worry. All right? Because guess what? When we're worrying, that means that we're not trusting Him.
That's right.
That's right.
It is.
Yeah.
That means that we're not trusting Him and taking Him at His word. Because if we trusted Him and took Him at His word, then we would understand and we would believe and we'd have faith
Right. Mom.
that He was going to take care of it no matter what.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, right, Miss Evans.
That's right.
And we wouldn't have to carry that burden. But we carry burdens because we choose to carry those burdens.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right? Sin, unforgiveness. You know? And we all the time we say, you know, I hear people say, well, I don't know why the Lord let me do this. Well, first off, the Lord didn't do it.
No.
Okay? First off, the Lord didn't do it. And second off, if we choose to bear it, then that's on us. Okay? We say, why would He allow it? Well, first off, a lot of times, the Lord has to put us on our back so that we'll look up.
Amen.
Right.
All right? Sometimes He has to allow the weight that we choose to carry and we choose to bear just to completely pull us down until we have no choice but to look up to the one that can take care of it. You know, and it's sad that we as Christians will put ourselves in those situations.
Right.
You know, it's sad that we'll do that when all we have to do is ask. And guess what? He's true and faithful. Always has been, always will be. That He will take it. See, what we have to understand is that when He stretched out His arms, okay, and He said, it is finished, guess what? He meant, it is finished.
That's right.
All right? Not just our sins, but all of our worries, all of our troubles, everything and everyone that will ever come up against us, it was finished right then.
Yes, it was.
He took care of it right then. Now, if we choose to carry those around, that's on us.
Yes.
That's on us, not Him. Because He made the way. He made the way to get out of it. And you know, I've never understood why we'll have something weighing on us so bad. We'll take it up to the altar, we'll lay it down, we'll walk off, we'll turn right around and go back and pick it right back up.
Yeah.
We do.
All right? Are we not trusting Him that He can take care of it? Is that what it is? Because I don't know any other reason why we would pick that back up. Because if we lay it down, He will take care of
Oh,
Yes,
you will.
it
it. He will. Every single time. If we would just give it to Him. You know, the Word says that I look into the hills where my help comes from.
That's right.
My help comes from the Lord.
Yeah.
2017, help can and will only come from the Lord.
Amen.
All right?
Amen.
That hasn't changed. You know, man has been trying to change it since the beginning of time. We talked about it in Sunday school a little bit this morning. You know, that ever since the beginning, the fall of man has been trying to outdo God.
Right.
He's been trying to be more than God. And it'll never happen. And it never ends well. Right? You know, but we look around today. Mike was talking about, he said, I messed up and read the news. You know, it's so easy to get caught up in all that.
Yeah.
Okay? It's so easy as God's people to look at that and to get burdened down.
Right. No.
Because I tell you what, if we look at things from the world's point of view, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, the entire world is on the brink of war with everybody. Okay? Crime is at an all-time high. Alright? You know, murder, just all these things, unimaginable things happening. And I'm not talking about overseas, I'm talking about here.
Come on.
Okay? I'm talking about right here in our back door. I'm talking about in Rutherford County. Okay?
Come on. Right.
And boy, if we focus on that, it's real easy.
That's right.
It's real easy to get drugged down. It's real easy to get burdened. But what we need to focus on is that His yoke is easy
Amen.
Yeah.
and that His burden is light.
Right. Yes, it is.
And that He loves His children enough that He's going to take care of us.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
It don't matter what's going on in the world. It don't matter what's happening in the world. Guess what? Because He's still bigger.
Yeah.
He's still mightier.
Yes,
He's still more powerful.
Yes,
And He is still in control, whether the enemy wants us to believe it or whether he don't.
Right. Come
All right?
on. Preaching. Good preaching.
And He will always be in control,
Yes, He will.
no matter what. It doesn't matter what the enemy does. But instead of focusing on the negative and what's going on in the world, we need to start focusing on the one that is in control.
Amen.
Yeah.
All right?
Amen.
Instead of looking at the storm, we need to continue to look at the sun. Not the S-U-N,
Come on.
but the S-O-N.
Right.
Because no matter how big the storm is, no matter how bad the storm is, the sun will always pierce through it.
Amen. It will.
Always.
Come on.
No matter how dark it is, no matter what's going on, the sun will always defeat the darkness.
Right. Come on.
Always has and always will. And we need to focus on Him. We need to focus on our Redeemer. We need to focus on the one that paid the price. We need to focus on the one that conquered all of it instead of the one that's trying to cause all of it.
Yeah. Amen.
Because of Satan, he's already defeated.
Come on.
All right? He's already defeated.
Yes, it is.
I'll go ahead and let you know how this turns
That's
out.
right. Come on.
All right? Go ahead and let you know that he can run around as a roaring lion all he wants to, but he's just a little kitty cat.
Yeah.
All right? And he gets defeated. He has already defeated, and his fate is already sealed.
That's right. Come on.
So we have to understand that no matter what's going on, we serve one that loves us enough that He's going to take care of us.
Yeah.
That if we will just trust in Him, and if we will just have faith, you know, that's a word that seems so easy, but yet so hard. You know, because we as humans, we want to rely on ourselves.
Right.
Things that we can do. All right? When if the truth be known, we can't do anything at all.
That's right.
All right? I tell you what that I can do. I can mess things up. All right? I can mess things up. I'm really good at that. Okay? But beyond that, that's pretty much it. And that we have to understand that through Christ, we are more than conquerors.
Yes, man. Come on.
Okay? We were not made to be defeated.
No.
We were not made to be conquered. We were made to conquer. All right?
Come on.
And that hasn't changed.
Right.
The only difference is we don't want to do it. You know, if you study the armor of God, there's no plating on the back. There's no defense on the back whatsoever. You know why? Because God doesn't expect His children to retreat.
No.
He doesn't expect His children to turn around and run.
Right.
He expects us to be warriors, to press forward,
Yep.
no matter what's going on. Push, 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 push. Brothers and sisters, we have failed in that job.
We have. Yes, we have.
We have. We failed in that job. But it is time. It's time for us to take off the burdens of this world. Because guess what? We were never meant to bear the burdens of this world.
No.
We were not. But it's time for us to take off the burdens of this world. Give them to the one that can take care of them.
Amen.
All right? Just trust Him.
Yep.
Believe in Him. That if He says He will, He will.
Amen.
And take up His yoke.
Right.
Now it doesn't say that we're not going to have to labor. Because we do. But we have to make sure that we're laboring for the right things.
Right.
All right? We have to make sure that we're carrying the right things, which is His. Furthering His kingdom. Spreading His word. Telling people about Him.
Yeah.
And as long as we'll do that, guess what? The burdens of this old world won't seem as bad.
No.
You know, as long as we'll stay focused on the Lord, I know over the past few months we've really studied a lot about it. That if we'll stay in His shadow,
Come on.
you know, if we'll stay focused on Him. Yeah, David calls Him his buckler, or his shield, several times for a reason. Okay? Because if we will stay behind Him, if we will trust Him, that He is leading us where we need to be,
Right.
then He will protect us from anything and everything that the enemy throws at us. But we have to trust Him and stay behind Him. We have to be followers, not run out in front of Him. Because when we run out in front of Him, all we do is take all the darts ourselves.
Yeah.
All the arrows ourselves. We were not meant to do that. We were not meant to do that. But here, chapter 11, this is Christ. Anytime you see anything in red, you better pay really close attention. Okay? But verse 28, he says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor, and heavy laden." He said, all ye that are carrying all these things that you don't need to carry, that are burdened down with all these things that are burdened, just come to me.
Yeah.
Just come to me. This is what's he saying? I'll give you rest. And I guarantee you that no one can give you rest like the Lord can give you rest.
Amen.
Because He can calm, He can comfort, and He can love us like no one else can.
Amen.
All right? In verse 29 it says, take my yoke upon you. So see, He just said He's going to give us rest. But then He says, take up my yoke. Why? He said, I'll give you rest because I'm going to love you. I'm going to comfort you. I'm going to strengthen you. But the work's not done. The work's not done. What does the word say? The harvest is ready, but the laborers are few. Our work is not done. Okay? As a matter of fact, our work has just begun. Because if this world has ever needed the church to be the church,
Yeah.
it's now.
Yes, Ron.
Okay? If this world has ever needed the church to be a symbol of Christ, it's now.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because it is darker.
Yeah.
It is worse than it's ever been. And when it's like that, it means that they need Christ more than they ever did.
Yeah.
Right.
Amen.
And it also means that the church needs Christ more than we ever have too. It says, take it up, take my yoke upon you, and learn of me. For I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls.
Amen.
What a promise. What a promise. Said, you know what? The things of this world don't mean anything.
Right.
The burdens of this world don't mean anything. You know, we often forget that life is but a vapor. Alright? It's here today and gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
But he said, I will give you rest for your souls. In other words, he was saying, I'll give you rest that you can't even understand. I'll give you peace that you can't even comprehend. All you've got to do is just give all the rest of it to me.
Yeah.
See, that's what we don't understand. That's what we don't understand. If we'll give it all, everything, every little bit, then the burden becomes a whole lot less. You know, we're talking about Saul this morning and how he was blind for 3 days. And how he had to depend on other people when that happened. Which was definitely out of his comfort zone. Okay? I said, why do you think God did that? Why do you think Christ did that? Because you know what? He has to break us down to nothing
Yeah.
so that he can make us back what he wants us to be.
Mm-hmm.
Alright? And sometimes he has to do that in spite of us.
Yeah.
Alright? But if we will become what he wants us to be and trust him on everything else, then we will be amazed at what he will do. But verse 30 says, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So I want to ask you tonight, whose burden are you bearing? And whose yoke are you carrying? But most of all, I want to ask you, do you take him at his word? Do you trust him? That if he says that if you give it to him tonight, because look, we are all carrying something.
Oh yeah.
We're all bearing something. Okay? But just ask yourself tonight, do I trust him? Do I believe him enough that if I bring it up here and I lay it down at his feet, that he will take care of it? Everyone will stand. Because I can guarantee you, I don't know what you have going on tonight, but I do know one thing. I know a man that knows